Good morning, Misfits. Why is that frozen? What is up with that? We are starting the Daily Breakdown as Technical Difficulties, the unofficial name of the Daily Breakdown. Is that right? Is that right? There we go. Look at this. We got it up. Good morning in the chat to Bumba on the Edge. Emerald Sonic, T. Mitchell, Roadrunner. We got a whole bunch of people up in here. I'm sorry we started a little bit late, guys. I had to add more. And the reason why I had to add more, who's still muted in tonight? Are we talking about he who shall not be named? Are we talking about Jeremy? Are we talking about LFA? I don't know. I don't care about that anymore. It is what it is. What was I saying? Oh yeah, let me show you why. Now what just happened? Now why is this different? What just happened here? All right, here we go. I'll show you like kind of why. Here's my thought process behind why I needed to add so much more to the show. If you look here on my screen, this is how I do my thumbnails. All right, I was like, thumbnail for podcast: Tyler Robinson, Lindsay Clancy in a wheelchair, obviously, Luigi Mangione and Brian Koberger all in a row on a gallows under nooses. The man in the beard, that's me, because they don't know who I am. I just say the man in the beard, and it usually does. Off to the side, about to pull the lever. We're sorry, but we can't do that. It might violate our content policy. So I was like, fine, remove the nooses. And it did it, right? So the thumbnail for today is the title of today's show. It's called Accountability. Okay. Whoa. Something weird is going on. How do I? Whoa. I'm hitting so many different buttons and I don't like it. What did I do? Here we go. I think I got it. Oh no. Guys, I shouldn't be allowed technology at this point. I just shouldn't. I shouldn't be allowed to have it. I hit something on my list mode. There we go. I fixed it. Yay. I hit something on my OBS and I had buttons instead of a list. Don't get me started. I hate the. You know what I was thinking of? All right, no wait. I'm not going to do ADD. Back to this. I wanted to just do my thumbnail, and this was the original plan, where I was like, I said Lindsay Clancy in a wheelchair with the sponge and cap, and me about to flip the switch for the electric chair. And it said, we can't do that. And I was like, shit. I was like, and then I couldn't put her up there by herself on the gallows, so I wanted to add a few more people. And then when I added a few more people, I was like, oh, I like this. So let's go and let's add the Luigi Mangione stuff and the Brian Koberger stuff and the Tyler Robinson stuff we don't necessarily need to because we already know all about that. So I just added a whole bunch to the show this morning, last minute, to sort of back up what the message I'm trying to convey today, which is about accountability, right? We have a serious accountability problem in this country. We have a massive accountability problem. You know what? This might sound unrelated, but it's not. And I just thought of this too. Let's add this. Let me show you. I know that this isn't technically accountability, but it's adjacent, okay? Yesterday, I go outside to take my trash out, okay? Like I'm taking my trash like I don't know, 50, 70 feet to the trash chute. It's down the hall. And as I'm going there, I noticed that there are two apartments that have taken advantage of the trash valet. It's a service they offer here. You can ask the office for a trash can, a special trash can, and you can leave it outside of your door. Now, there are people that are way, 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 way down the hall, and I would probably take advantage of it. If I had to walk, like all the way around and all the way back every day. Yeah. But the trash cans I saw are literally right across from the trash chute. Look, here's here's the trash cans, okay? You see on the screen here, if you're listening on audio, I'm pointing to two trash cans that are in the hall in my apartment complex. And now look at where the trash door, the chute is across the hall. It's not even across the hall like far. It's like 8 feet. Like, I'm not joking. These people, right? Here, let's see. Look at this. That's a trash can. That is probably 8 feet. And that's a trash chute, which means the person is like, I can definitely open my door, put my trash bag into that trash can. But the extra 8 fucking steps. Imagine being the person working in this building, picking that up. And like, look, every time, like, really? Really, dude? Fucking sorry, I'm trying not to swear. And by the way, I don't know why my swears aren't beeping. I was listening back to the audio on the show, and you can still hear them, so I gotta adjust some settings. I digress. I'm so tired. Not only physically, and I mean this, right? Like I have a hangover right now, but I didn't drink. I have a work hangover. Like my fingers hurt. My fingers hurt. Remember that from what was that movie? Happy Gilmore? My fingers hurt. Well, now your back's gonna hurt. It's like I have worked so much. I'm working I didn't work 6 days last week because I hurt my back. I worked 5 days last week, but I did work the weekend. I'm working tomorrow. I need a recovery day because I have worked myself into a non-alcoholic hangover. Like I feel like the coffee is right here. But the reason why that laziness and accountability are sort of adjacent, right? Is because we have a laziness of the mind. We have a laziness of critical thinking. We have a laziness of deductive reasoning. We have an entitled society of these like whiny bitches who just don't want to do the extra work of just figuring it the out. Can we just get back to that? Because I don't like there's always the ebb and flow of like every generation thinks the previous generation is kind of stupid. But at this point, this Gen Z generation and this what they have done to every other generation, what they have infected in our society with their mind viruses. I don't know, man. I don't think this is the difference between like boomers and Gen X. You know? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll just see a bunch of hardworking and critical thinking individuals when they grow out of their retarded, but I don't see it. So back to this, okay? Back to I just X'd out of it. Um, this Lindsay Clancy thing is back to this, okay? Look, this is not hard to figure out, okay? When somebody is really, really, really guilty, right? Right. Like that they're the bad guy. They're the bad guy. They're not they're your sympathy should be for the people they killed. Okay? Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. If you disagree with me, you're an asshole. Like you are you're I'm I am so done with you people. Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. His lawyers aren't even, like, they're not trying to pose alternate theories that somebody else killed Charlie Kirk. His own lawyers. Okay. Lindsay Clancy killed her 3 innocent children. A toddler, a baby. She strangled a baby to death. She is not a victim. They are. But shut up. Luigi Mangione killed Brian Thompson. He's a murderer, a cold-blooded murderer. He walked up to him, he shot him in the back of the head. A father. He's not a victim because his back hurt. Brian Koberger killed those college students. He is not a victim because he has autism. None of these people are victims. None of these people are innocent. None of these people have accountability. And the way you fix it, right here, that's supposed to be me, but it doesn't look like me. You kill them. I understand the law is not going to allow that in some of these situations. Pretty much 3 of them at least because of the laws. But Tyler, maybe. We'll see. If you have sympathy for anybody that you're seeing that I just described, honestly, like, you need to really seriously do some self-reflection. And I mean that. You need to figure out why you think the way you think. Because you're a demon. I don't use that term lightly. I try to be apt and accurate in my descriptors. You're a demon. You have been taken over by the devil, Satan. You are a demon. I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm saying you're a demon. You should really, if you haven't seen the movie Nefarious, you should really check it out. Right? Because I believe that movie was pretty damn spot on with how influence works with Satan. It's such a good movie, by the way. Like, I mean, if there was this big push to keep it out of off of the what's it called? Out of the movie theaters, the like big Hollywood doesn't want to do that. But this movie with Sean Patrick Flannery, such a good film. But in this movie, there's a demon has taken over this guy, right? And at one point in the movie, the demon sort of explains how they do it, right? It starts with a whisper. It starts with, like, oh, you should do this or you should do that. And then it gets easier and easier and easier. And you people are listening to that little voice in your head. And I don't give a shit if Lindsay Clancy was on 50,000 psych medications and told everybody she was thinking about killing her children. She listened to the voice in her head. She did it. She didn't say no. Think about that next time you defend her. I know myself. I know that if I heard voices, I wouldn't kill children. I know that. There are people like, you don't know what. No. I do, actually. I do. I have had some bad thoughts in my day. In fact, I've had them recently. I've had bad thoughts. You have no idea what I've been through. No idea. I share a little, and it's still bad. Some of you know that I lost my dad and my brother within 8 weeks of each other. Some of you know that I grew up with homeless. Not grew up homeless. I've been homeless. Some of you know some things, and you're like, damn, you really did come out the other side. You don't know shit. There's been some awful things that I'm not telling you about. But I'm saying that's not an excuse. There are no excuses for strangling a baby. There are no excuses for murdering a man in cold blood because he asked you to change his mind or prove him wrong. There's no excuse for murdering a CEO because you don't like how the healthcare system works. There's no excuse for stabbing people to death because you are messed up in the head. You know, most people who kill people are messed up in the head. I'm pretty sure, actually, I'd venture to say all of them. I mean, no, not all of them. Most people who murder people. I know there is a distinction because self-defense, but you got my point. How are we doing this? How are we having this conversation? I have to have people in my comment section criticizing me for the bold statement of I would strangle Lindsay Clancy to death with a smile on my face because the whole time I would be thinking of the justice I am giving her children. That, and somebody wrote, that makes you just as bad as her. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That's not a baby. That's a psycho. That's a demon. I will strike down upon thee. I know it's not a real Bible quote, but the thing from the Bible, I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brother. And you will know my name is the Lord. I know it's not a real Bible quote, but it fucking slapped. How do you think God punishes demons on earth? You think he uses real angels? No. The way the devil influences, learned it from God. God will send bad men to do good things often. Let's get to some of this. Believe it's... Yeah, let's start off with Crowder. Crowder made a good point. It's a 5-minute video. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but I'm going to skip to a part where I think I know where it is roughly.
Probably not have sympathy. Conversation should
actually, you know what? Let's just start from the beginning.
I guarantee you would probably not have sympathy for Lindsay Clancy. The half a dozen to a dozen therapists, psychiatrists who said there's no helping this woman. She's pill shopping. And once she has to face accountability, she moves on to the next one. She had access to healthcare. She had access to medication. She had a husband who was helping her. And she killed 3 kids. And if anyone here believes for a second that in our society today, it's like, well, really, actually, the problem is we're not allowed to talk about postpartum. What? It's a get-out-of-jail-free card all the time. And you know what? Maybe some people don't get the kind of care that they want or need. This one did. I don't care because the conversation shouldn't shift from anything other than 3 children were murdered. Were murdered. What, over $1 million in a GoFundMe? Show me the man who murdered 3 children and got $1 million in a GoFundMe.
Yeah, you know, and I'm seeing people talk about the GoFundMe, like, the GoFundMe is actually for her parents, and it's like, no, like, dude. Bro. They're paying her legal bills with the money. I get it. She's not able to buy a house in jail, but dude, why do you think people are donating? The problem is not who the money is going to help. The problem is who donated the money. We've had people donate to Carmelo Anthony, Shiloh Hendricks, Chud the Builder, and this insane psychopath. I don't care why she's a psychopath. She's a psychopath. I don't care why. I don't care that her babies, those babies, they're the ones that did it to her, apparently, because she has postpartum depression or postpartum psychosis. I don't care. Why do you people think that that's an argument? Brian Koberger has psychosis. Luigi Mangione has psychosis. Tyler Robinson has psychosis. John Wayne Gacy has psychosis. Jeffrey Dahmer has psychosis. Dude, fuck you. Sorry, I'm trying not to swear. I'm trying not to swear. But damn, dude. You.
Show me that. Or people say, actually, it's not his fault. Here's the other thing, too. It's a very common myth. Not all the time, but most of the stories that you hear where someone just snapped, that's actually not what happened. It's not what happened. There's a long pattern.
This is the part I want. I'll
behavior,
stop
misdeeds, displacing blame, where everyone else has to live in misery until you finally commit the ultimate evil. It's also the same thing very often with dogs. You'll see this. I'm not wading into the pit bull debate here. But any dog. So I don't know what happened. This dog just all of a sudden lunch. No, when you look at it, not all the time. Very often you go, oh wait, the dog was sleeping, and the kid woke up. Dog was having a nightmare. That's a huge portion of dog attacks that you read as just snapped. Oh wait a second, the dog was on medication because the dog had just had surgery. The dog was brand new, had just been taken in from a rescue, had only been at the house for 2 weeks, and you see dog snaps. No way to see it coming.
Yeah.
And it's far worse with people.
But even in that situation.
Okay. So that's why I wanted to do that, because I swear to God, man, I'm different, but also somebody said something like here we go. Here we go. This person. And look, I'm not trying to, I'm sure that you're a supporter or a Zionist. We might agree on a lot of stuff, and I don't want to attack my followers and attack my supporters. But we need a tough love moment here, right? But here, I hear you. What if all the meds she had? What if from all of the meds from Lindsay Clancy, she had a genuine psychotic break? I go, what do we do with dogs who have rabies when they bite children, or a psychotic break, not even rabies? We kill them. Even if they were once a sweet little puppy and part of the family, if you have a dog and it bites your kid's face off, you'll kill it every time. All right? A human being suffering from a medication-induced genuine psychotic break is not a rabid animal with an incurable disease, blah, blah, blah. No, dude, it's worse. It's worse what she did.
Smoke, all right?
Here.
Woman's defenders to come get the smoke, all right? I do not care. I do not care. Nothing excuses the premeditated, systematic strangulation, murder of your own children, okay? When you can strangle your children one by one, picture this. Their little bodies are kicking and fighting in a panic, gasping for air, right? There's panic in their blood vessels are bursting in their eyes left and right from the pressure of the strangulation, watching in this bewilderment as the person who they've trusted the most in their life chokes the ever-loving last breaths right out of them, right? Then the next one. Then on to the next one. 5, 3, and 8 months old. Strangled to death with workout bands. Psychotic break or no? Postpartum or no? Medication or no?
This is so simple.
You belong every bit up under that daggone jail, okay? Y'all are so quick to empathize with murderers, right? Sympathy for the murderer. Stand in solidarity with the murderer.
Yeah.
Where's that sympathy? Where's that empathy? Where's that solidarity with the victims, the children who are overpowered and brutally murdered by
I feel like I'm
own
talking
mother,
to myself here, but black.
And to the conservatives defending her. Listen here, I want y'all to get close, right? Get close, right? You are sounding just like those liberal screeching banshees, talking all...
Hold on. I'm going to put this back to 1x speed, because you need to hear this, okay? Any one of you, quote, conservative trads, right? You traditional women, you like Christ is king. Any one of you conservative women who have come at me and said, you don't know what it's like to have postpartum depression, so you shouldn't talk about it. Listen to what Stephen Davis here says, because it's perfect.
All this, well, until you give birth and deal with postpartum yourself, you won't understand. Oh, really? That is just a conservative version of no uterus, no opinion.
No, it's true. I can talk about this. I don't need to know what postpartum depression or psychosis, by the way, postpartum psychosis is not postpartum depression. It's so much rarer. Right? So it's so incredibly much rarer. So a lot of you women, right, by your own logic, are not entitled to your opinion. Because until you have postpartum psychosis, you don't get an opinion, right? Because if I can't talk about this because I'm a man, you can't talk about it because you're not a monster. Shut up. All right, moving on. We got Crowder, we got that. I'm hearing people say that oh wait, no, not this one. I'm hearing people say that the I need to look into the details of the case. And the way that the dad, the husband, was acting was very funny, right? And I'm hearing people say, what about, why isn't this his fault too? Because he left her alone with those children and they knew, everyone around her knew something was wrong. Okay. He worked in tech sales, bought a beautiful home, paid for a nanny to give his wife frequent breaks, especially when she had been nursing overnight. Paid for a litany of medical treatments and psychiatric evaluations for her. Emotionally supportive. Got a remote job so he could help his wife more. Doing a doting father, considered his children his greatest blessing. Most men would divorce Lindsay when she went crazy and unstable, but so look, this guy what if he did what you people are suggesting, right? Take the kids away. That's what you're suggesting. He should have never left the mother of his children alone with his children. Okay? What's that story look like? Cuz let's workshop it. Okay? Lindsay starts going crazy. That guy goes, "I'm leaving you. I'm taking the kids and I'm never letting you see them." How many of those same women saying that he should have protected his children would say, "I can't believe he took children away from a woman going through postpartum"? He was damned if he did, damned if he didn't. Right? Oh, he moved on really quickly. Yeah, I would too. I would too. I don't know what that would do to my mind. Right? But I can assume maybe one of the ways I might get over it is to literally just wipe the slate clean, compartmentalize it, and start a new life. Because everything that reminds me of, like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on through the guy's head, but moving on, that's not a big deal. We also hear people say, "Oh, the 911 call." None of you have heard the 911 call. None of you. But this woman has. Where is it? Did I get rid of it? It's okay. We bookmarked it. Here.
What I'm hearing some people say about Patrick Clancy is not supported by the 911 call. You may have heard that he sounded too calm, or that Lindsay Clancy was speaking incomplete sentences. The whole thing doesn't add up.
That's really
maybe
low.
staged. Well, let me tell you, I heard the 911 call. I was in the courtroom when it played, with journalists from mainstream media, independent media, citizen journalists, members of the public, court staff.
You know what? I'm not going to play it. It's too long. But here's the deal. This woman heard the 911 call. She was in the courtroom, and she heard a frantic father who's like, he found his wife outside of the window, and then you hear him on the phone. He's panicked. He goes inside, and he screams in horror, "Oh my God, she killed the children." Like, guys, you need to stop this whole... You really do, right? You really do. You have taken a guilty pleasure and turned it into a psychotic exercise, right? You've taken a guilty pleasure where it started off with these women who just like the Netflix documentary Making a Murderer, and you like court TV, and you're really interested in these documentaries, and then you get on social media and you become a detective, right? And you're not a detective, okay? You're not. You're a stay-at-home mom, and to be completely honest, you're kind of dumb with not... I'm sure that you have skills, but you're not an investigative journalist. All right? Like, you're not. You don't have the qualifications, you don't have the training, you don't have the experience. You're in your pajamas. Shut up. A guilty pleasure is one thing, okay? This whole, like, investigative, like, I'm gonna chime in about everything, and I'm putting yarn on strings on walls and everything. It's unhealthy. It's unhealthy for society. It's unhealthy for the discourse. You're a problem. Carol in the chat, she confessed to killing her kids. Stop blaming everything else. That's another thing. She confessed. Her lawyer confessed. This is over. This is over. This is over. Brian Koberger, same thing. Luigi Mangione, same thing. Tyler Robinson, same thing. Like Candace Owens, I don't care about what the hell she's talking about. She's going to be a contrarian sensationalist because she's a grifting psycho, right? She's just going to defend. She's going to look at it and go, if I take this position, I will get this many clicks. If I take this position, I will get this many clicks. That's not what most of you are doing. Most of you are actually getting involved because you really, truly believe this theory that you have, right? But you don't realize how evil it is. You think that this is just some innocent exercise. It's just online. No, it's not. It's bleeding out into the real world. You're inspiring other people. Why do you think that the founding fathers put the First Amendment first? Because the power of your voice is so much. They literally have guns and speech, and they thought speech was more powerful. Because it is. It is. It is. All of the stuff behind me, right? On my walls, all of these guns. They are not as powerful as the camera I am talking into and the microphone I'm talking into. They're not. I could do way more damage with this thing than I can with those if I wanted to. If I wanted to. I don't. I want to stop people from doing this. I'm using this microphone in a defensive manner, because there are way too many people that have weaponized their voice and aimed it at others. These are the last resort. These are the last resort. Those weapons, those are situational. This shit that I'm doing every day, I don't have to do it. I don't get paid to do it. I have to go and work a full-time job. I do this because I believe it's important. If we don't get a handle on this, it ends badly. I didn't add this guy. I didn't add in Carmelo Anthony to the gallows, right? Because I don't think that, I personally don't think death penalty, but I do think that all the people that defended him are also in the same camp, defending him because he's a young black kid. No. No. He's a murderer. He's also a kid who probably made a horrible mistake, right? And he still needs to be punished. And I think that he should serve longer than he got sentenced, right? However, I don't think that he's a psychopath, but it doesn't change the behavior of all of his supporters. His supporters are all the same. It's all the same mentality, right? Tribalism, conspiracy, whatever. Ignoring facts. Apparently, Carmelo Anthony was stalking his girlfriend who had broken up with him the day he stabbed Austin Metcalf. Per the Collin County prosecutor, the morning of the stabbing, Carmelo sent a text reading, he was low-key on the verge. Now, does this quantify as a psychotic break? I don't know. But I mean, there are people that will probably argue it. His girlfriend broke up with him, and that's why. Hey, what about this kid right here? This guy. My cursor is floating over Austin Metcalf's face. Why isn't he in the conversation? Why aren't the college students that Brian Koberger stabbed to death in the conversation? Why isn't Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk and Charlie's kids in the conversation? Why isn't Brian Thompson, the healthcare CEO, in the conversation? It's headline, murderer, 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 murderer. Here's why they did it and why you should feel bad. No, I shouldn't. Again, I personally would volunteer if they made if there was a system in place in this country where you didn't want we don't want to force somebody to do the horrible thing of taking another life, right? So we don't want to have a job. That we don't want to have an executioner. Right? But here's what we will do. You can sign up on the sheet outside of the courthouse, and if they're found guilty, you can choose to do it. I would go, okay, but can we do it exactly how they did it? Okay. So if that's the case, I would sign up to strangle Lindsay Clancy until she passes out, revive her, and do it 3 more times. And I would do it with a smile on my face. And anybody that thinks that I'm as much of a monster as her, fuck you. I'm not. I'd be thinking about her kids the whole time. I'd be like, listen, you're never going to see them again because they're in a different place than you're going. Do you know she never reported to any healthcare professional that she heard a male voice tell her to kill her kids and herself ever? You must believe Lindsay's word because there's zero proof outside of her mouth that she heard voices. So if someone tells you to kill your kids, you just do it. Did the voice say to use exercise bands? Did the voice say to make sure your husband is gone? Did the voice tell you to check Google and figure out the amount of time you would have? Did the voice tell you to kill Dawson first and then one by one kill the others? Or did the male voice generally give you the command and then you sorted out the details? Guys, I don't care if she had a psychotic break or not. Personally, I think that the quote conspiracy, I think the stuff that doesn't make a lot of sense in this case, because everyone else you're looking in the wrong spot as usual. I think maybe the actual stuff that doesn't make sense is the stuff that you haven't considered at all. What if she's not psycho? What if she never had a psychotic break? Or what if she, actually, a better way to put it is, what if she already was crazy? What if, huh? What if she's making all this shit up? What if she was pill shopping? She's a nurse. What if she intentionally hung outside of the window because she knew she wouldn't actually die when she let go? And she was going to try to get away with this, so she created some elaborate plan to get away with murder. What if that happened? Has anybody considered that? Or did you hear postpartum psychosis and immediately jump to tribalism because you have a vagina? I'm not hearing a lot of men defend her. Think about that. Yeah, I just mansplained to you. No, I'm not going to apologize for it. Nick Fritas, he has awesome take as usual. Let's play this whole thing in regular speed because it's just great.
So, to be honest, when I saw the Lindsay Clancy case, I thought pretty cut and dry. She sent her husband on an errand and then killed her 3 children. Death penalty. And then I saw about half the women on the internet coming to her defense, and I thought, okay, is there something I'm missing here? So I asked my wife what she thought. And my wife, who's a very reasonable and rational woman, said, well, if you look at her diary entries, there's a reason why a lot of women can sympathize with the feeling of being overwhelmed or failing as a wife and a mother, because your hormones can go nuts after having kids. When you also look at the various medical providers she had and the fact that she was on a strange cocktail of 13 different types of drugs, from antidepressants to mood stabilizers, et cetera, you can also suggest that that's probably a bad thing and something to consider. However, this is the part where my wife is a reasonable and rational person. She still sent her husband on an error while she systematically strangled the life out of her 3 children, and that's evil and deserves to be punished. So one can have sympathy for these other things while still making sure that the preponderance of your sympathy goes to the children who were murdered. By the way, for the women out there that think the husband actually did it, because after all, he's a Gemini, and we all know how they are, yeah, you shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Yeah.
In fact, you probably shouldn't be allowed to walk outside without a helmet.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude, there's no evidence against the husband. There's no evidence against Erica Kirk. There's no evidence against some, I don't know, shadow figure in the Brian Koberger case. There's no evidence anyone else shot the healthcare CEO. You guys are just trying to do this because you're in some type of cult. You're in some type of cult. The conspiracy cult is just a cult. You have a brain problem. Casey Anthony walked so Lindsay Clancy could run. How many people defended Casey Anthony? A lot. How many of them were women? A lot. Look at this guy.
Respective court trials.
Yes.
Would you be open to styling this person for his trial?
Yes.
What kind of look would you style him in?
I think he looks pretty good the way he dresses, actually.
This led to Nordstrom stores selling out of their red sweaters.
What just happened? I just put my cup down and I must have shook in something. Every day. Every. Okay, I think I might have fixed it.
Does this make him a trendsetter?
Jeez.
Yes.
In your documentary, you joked, go to Marc Jacobs for your trial outfits.
Yes.
Does that mean you were offended when this woman didn't wear Marc Jacobs at hers?
No.
Okay, so the reason why I wanted to play that is there is a caveat, right? It's not all women are just defending these psychopaths. Gay guys do it too. Straight men, not so much. Luigi Mangione pleaded guilty. He's not a martyr. He's not a hero. He is a murderer. You don't dress up murderers in fashion. You absolute psycho. Brian Koberger, this is the latest. I mean, there's it's a week old. But there's, he wants out of his plea deal. Where is it? Here we go. Psych evaluation diagnosed Brian Koberger with autism, OCD, anorexia, and other mental health disorders. Oh. He was autism and eating disorder. Okay. I don't care. I have autism. I didn't murder anybody. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Guys, I don't think I'm saying it enough, right? We have a problem, right? The problem is social media has desensitized us and created a culture where the discourse is leading us into a bad time, a bad place, right? Sorry, I don't know why I still have that on the screen. It's like your voice is a weapon, okay? It's a weapon. And use it, please. Use it safely and train with it. The same way I train with every one of these guns, the same way I train myself to be put into a situation where I am protecting other people or defending myself. Right? I don't buy these guns so I can go out and murder people. Okay? And I don't have this voice, this platform, this beautiful God-given right to speak so that I can hurt other people. Notice what I do. You know, does anybody really, truly understand what I do as a, quote, call-out creator? Who am I calling out? Right? And why? Right? I mean, sure, I understand I look like the bad guy sometimes, right? Because I use foul language and I match their energy. But I said this in yesterday's show with Gary. I go, there needs to be people like me and him calling out this evil, because if we don't, the only people with the weapon, their voice, right, and their platform and their influence and their inspiration are Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Stu Peters, shit like that. I'm the bad guy. So we stop the bad guy, right? It's exactly why cops have guns. We're heading into a dangerous time, man. We really are. I hope we can snap out of it, right? I really do. I hope we can snap out of it because I don't like what I'm seeing. I really don't. I'm gonna do some comedy for the. I'm literally. I think I'm gonna play. I want to play this whole thing. It's like 5 minutes 40 seconds long, but I gotta end the show. I gotta get to work. I know I started a little bit late. I'm sorry, but Ryan Long is probably one of my favorite comedians, and he talks about this Lindsay Clancy thing. I think I'm gonna play this at 1.25, but it's 5 minutes long. We're just gonna end the show with some humor, and even though it's about what we've been talking about, I didn't want to end on Friday with this doom and gloom, like horrible message. So enjoy this. I'm gonna watch it with you. I might VO a little bit and laugh a little bit with you, but this is just great. All right, give Ryan Long a follow too, by the way. Okay, here we go.
Kids and men are more likely to kill their wives, but women are more likely to kill their kids. And there was another one recently, Lindsay Clancy. You know, I don't know what the kids did, but
So bad. That's so bad.
And it's crazy because all the detectives on TikTok have decided that
the fucking phone, sir. Why does my phone do this? I have disconnected the Bluetooth. Why are you doing this to me every time?
the husband.
Why do you keep doing this? Why? Why? It's happening every day. Every day. You guys get it, right? Like, you see, like, every day. Just stop it.
Did it right? Right? Is that not crazy? These psycho bitches online? Thank you. One of the things they say, they go, he was too calm on the call. You're like, yeah, because he's relieved that the whole rest of the world is going to know how crazy his wife is too now. Did I hear an internet detective in the audience who disagrees? What happened? Well, okay, tell me the true story that I'm missing. All of a sudden, once you get them away from their keyboard, from the safety of their laptop, Alex Jones lost everything for doing what these people do 40 times a day. There's 4 women in this audience being like, he's guilty though. But he did do it! Okay, so one thing they did do is they did kind of help solve the Idaho murder. And this one woman on TikTok said she was using astrology to find out who the killer was and told everyone online. And they all went to the person's house and found them. And it turned out it was the wrong person. But so kind of ruined his life, actually helped the killer a little bit. But and then they went to court and the judge sentenced her that she's not allowed to be a TikTok detective anymore. How much do you think her husband paid the judge for that ruling?
All right, real quick though, because I know we're going overtime like always, but ban TikTok. Ban TikTok. TikTok is the biggest proprietor of this disease, right? China, they played that one perfectly. Y'all got so indoctrinated and brainwashed. TikTok is not a social media app. I'm not anti-free speech for saying I want it banned. TikTok is a weapon. I know that now it's owned by, no, 20% is still owned by China. The investors are still shaking hands with all the other people that, no, ban TikTok now. All right, I know that you guys, a couple of you are saying goodbye early because you're going to go over to Bongino. I'll give you the shout out anyway. If you want to leave, cool, go leave. But I'm going to play the rest of this 4 minutes of this comedy thing, and then I'm going to head to work. So if you want to bounce now, go ahead. If not, stick around, and I'll give you a shout out.
She has to hang up her moon detective outfit. There's no more going up to people like, where were you on the night of 1975, May 1st? Oh, that's right, being born a Gemini. No know, there is a lot of dudes out there that'll kill their wives, and they barely ever deserve it. And there's hard parts about being a woman. Like, I know, a friend of mine, she was like, you don't know what it's like as a man. When she goes to a parking garage, she has to check the back seat to make sure there's not a rapist. And I'm like, that would suck. But also, like, if there was one there, like, then what? Like how does that help? Like, you open the door, there's a guy with a ski mask, and he's just like, you got me. You know, I like the element of surprise. One of these days, though, you're not going to check. I don't know what it's like to check the backseat for a rapist, but I know what it's like to try to get my girlfriend drunk into an Uber while everyone thinks I'm a rapist. She's like, no! Get your hands off of me! And everyone's like, is she okay? And I have to look over at a bunch of guys and go, shh. You have to get involved, right? I've been in that situation. I was on the subway, and I remember my chick, she goes, the couple was yelling at each other, and she was like, you should probably say something. I go, are you out of your fucking mind? I'm gonna get involved? And then I look over, the guy's black. I'm like, are you double out of your mind? When I see a black guy yelling at someone on the subway, I pretend I'm blind. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not trying to end up the poster boy for racism. Are you crazy? I didn't realize that defunding the police involved me now becoming the police. No, thank you. You know, I do get it. My friend, she goes, you don't know what it's like walking home.
I only watched the first couple of minutes of this, so I'm actually like, my cheeks hurt. I'm reacting in real time. I haven't heard this part.
Feel unsafe, and I'm like, yeah, I've obviously felt unsafe. But you're right, you would never know that because I would never tell a woman I feel unsafe. I would never be walking alone at night and calling my chick like, babe, I'm spooked. Can you come save me? No, you call your chick and you're like, the thugs are unsafe. I'm a weapon. I try to make women feel safe. I took an elevator the other day and I was on the floor with a woman. I pressed floor 2. She pressed floor 3. And then I looked at my card and realized I'm also on floor 3. But now I just have to get off on the wrong floor, because I can't let the elevator doors open. And as they're closing, look at her and say, change of plans. Hell no. You just got to take the L. You get off. And you go, wait for the next one, you know? I'll tell you what, though. If a woman is murdered, you just know that all the other women are going to be really happy to watch it on Netflix right after. And I'm sure dudes have been in that scenario, right? I'll go into my room, and she's just, like, there watching a home video of, like, a woman being tortured, essentially. And I'm like, I don't get it, but if she keeps watching them, I'll keep making them.
All right, there we go, guys. Oh man, no, dude, he is so funny. Like, he's so there's this video. Actually, you know what? How many Jews are in things? This is his like business partner. Oh man, no. What is that guy's name? There's a video where there's like, I just like to count how many Jews are in things. No. Oh man, I wonder what that video. I'm not going to be able to find it. Hold on. How many Jews are in things? And I wonder if I can find it in here. If I click media. Yep. This is, we're sticking around.
Oh, hi there. My name's Aaron Hill, and I'm the guy that researches how many Jews there are in things. You've probably seen some of my work, most notably from when Kanye West shared my Jews in the media spreadsheet, or more recently when the infographic I made, also about Jews in the media, has been going around.
God, it did it again. It did it again. You son of a bitch. I am gonna break my phone. I'm gonna break my phone. I'm going to break my phone. Motherfucker.
You know, some people.
Oh! I don't get it. I don't get it. Why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep doing this? Put mixcast, output mixcast. Okay.
People's hobbies are video games, other people's hobbies are sports, and my hobby is how many Jews there are in things. Speaking of sports, did you know that the NBA has 14 Jewish, considering they only make up 2% of the population? Just saying. Whenever I find a Jew, I put a Star of David over their photo to indicate that they are Jewish. Think of it like maybe an armband, but a digital one that I put on there to keep track of them. Some people on the internet call me names or say I'm an anti-Semite because I get some things wrong or am purposely misleading, but I'm not an anti-Semite. I just like to know how many Jews there are in things. And sure, there's some mistakes sometimes, but we all make mistakes. Or sometimes I won't have enough Jews to put on the infographic, so I'll embellish a little bit, like the Jews, and I'll do things like put Steve Jobs on there as a Jew, which is obviously not true, or put Bob Iger of Disney on 12 different times with different versions of his name. It doesn't really matter. People believe it because they're fucking idiots. Take Comcast NBC, for example. They have 186,000 employees, and here I counted 100 Jews working there. Concerning. A lot of my former friends and family find it weird how obsessed I am with Jews and how many there are in things. But what I find weird is that 212 Jews have received Nobel Prizes, which makes up 22% of all Nobel Prizes ever given out. Pretty weird considering they only make up 0.2% of the world's population, right? Some people say, what's the big deal that Jews are overrepresented in things? Surely they're underrepresented in other things. Wouldn't it basically make me a communist and want exact representation in all things? But that's not what I want. I just want there to be no Jews in anything. I'm a utopia. Here's another thing I'm working on, the U.S. House of Representatives. There are 25 Jewish members sitting out of 435 possible seats. That makes up 6% of the total, yet again, Jews are only 2% of the U.S. population, and that is very fascinating. Also, I wouldn't want you to think that I'm so one-dimensional that my only hobby is counting how many Jews there are in things. I also like to independently investigate inaccuracies in Holocaust statistics. And every day when I go to bed, I pray that I can be relieved of this burden of having to count how many Jews there are in things. If you catch my drift, Iran.
Okay. All right, enough of the fun. We're running late, but we started late, so I did give you a whole hour. Let's go to the shout-outs, and then everybody have a good weekend. Okie dokie. So, that's, what is it, Aaron Hill? Aaron Hill and Ryan Long. Give both of them a follow. I wasted 2 hours trying to get through to someone. What? Citizen's arrest. I broke a phone once being on... Oh, I broke a phone once being on hold too long and getting disconnected with a cable company. Okie dokie. We can go late. Yeah, sure we can. We can do whatever we want. This is America. Little recap, though. You know, first of all, I don't like the new chair. I'm switching back to the old chair. It's so much more comfortable. I'm going to send this one back to Bezos. But it's just, even though I don't like I don't know. I'm going back to the old chair. What else? Oh, yeah. So, just quick recap. Quick. Okay? Look, here's the deal. You don't need any other evidence than they said they did it. Their lawyers said they did it. Death or life in prison. Death or life in prison. No more being like, but what about, no. No more what about. No more what about. Just what about death? Right? What about that? Let's get back to sanity, okay? Or you should be up there too. Okay? That's how I'm going to end it. That's how I'm ending it. All right? Now, shout-outs. Okay. Cynthia Mangles, see you Monday. Yeah, we'll do Maha Monday. Hollywood, Rhodes Head. That's Michelle. I guess she woke up late. T. Mitchell, Bumba is in the chat. We got Emerald Sonic, Delinks on The Edge, Eden, EO Cox, Carl, Benji. Let's do a few more. Patriot Pat, Ohio. Don't discard the possibility that Patrick killed the children. No, I am discarding the possibility because, fuck, dude, Dude. Patriot Pat, Ohio. I hope that stands for Patricia, because if you're a man, your card has been revoked. No. I'm discounting the possibility because the mother and Psycho admitted it. Winky winky nod nod. T. Mitchell. All right. 2 more. The best is yet to come. And Han Jancock. Oh, I gotta get Crazy Moan. Crazy Moan McGroin. I will see you all on Monday for Maha Monday. And we will not forget to do the Maha Minute this time. Enjoy your weekend. I'm going to be working today and tomorrow. And Sunday, I am going to literally just recover. Like, I don't think I'm leaving the couch Sunday. I can't. My body is broken. I feel like my fingers hurt. I feel my every joint. Talk about going to the gym. Y'all go to the gym. Go do construction for freaking 75 hours in a week. Like, do that. And do this shit on top of it. Fuck. Damn it. I'm doing the swearing again. All right. See you later. Oh, now my mouse is dead at the last second. Great. My mouse is dead at the last second. How is that? Is my mouse literally controlling the iPad? Is that really what's happening right now? It is. How do I get it back over here to my screen? Why is this happening? My mouse is now on my mouse is on my iPad. What the shit? I've been wondering why that's how. Why is everything so stupid? All right, I figured it out. Bye.